Zohran Mamdani won the New York mayoral race, and something I keep hearing from both Democrats and Republicans is that the politics he represents is one that only works in New York, but wouldn't work somewhere like, say, Kansas. And this couldn't be further from the truth. The reality is worker-centered populist politics works everywhere because, well, workers are everywhere, whether it be a big city or rural small town. The irony is that it's actually the liberal capitalist politics that both the Democrats and Republicans represent that doesn't work everywhere. You can get away with liberal capitalist policies to a degree in a big city and its suburbs because of how much wealth accumulation there is in cities. Therefore, tax cuts for the wealthy will affect more people. But there will always be contradictions between those that are wealthy enough to experience those tax cuts and the workers that will never be fully addressed due to those capitalist policies, which is why you saw Zohran win in a place like New York City. However, these same policies when applied to rural areas is what led to rural areas becoming ghost towns. In these rural areas, tax cuts for the wealthy don't really help anyone at all, especially rural people who are living in or near extreme poverty. Who it does help is the single millionaire, if the town even has a single millionaire. And what happens then is effectively the modern version of a corporate town where that millionaire ends up being the landlord for the entire town. Or on a statewide level in places like Kansas or even say Nebraska, these policies end up only helping the one, maybe two families like the Koch family in Kansas or the Buffett family in Nebraska. And those families end up funding nearly all politicians in that state and therefore controlling the entire state. The reality is worker-based politics works, like I said, everywhere. And that is why you see politicians and billionaires from both sides freaking out because they are beginning to feel their power threatened. For the first time in a long time, people actually voted for something instead of against something. At the end of the day, if politicians want to win elections, they need to focus on the issues facing workers, and workers will respond positively. And you will win, because there are a lot more workers than there are billionaires.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up.
Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life.